Hello. Welcome back to another Contemplative Living. We try every week to bring a subject that can help us in our daily lives. And we like to bring things that really enrich our lives. So today's topic is taking spiritual responsibility. And this comes from a contemplation that I had, and the theme was responsibility promotes personal happiness and fulfillment. And so I'd like to share today this theme of taking spiritual responsibility. So let's get to it.
Welcome. Now creating a life of peace. This is Contemplative Living with David Bennett. Contemplations and reflections to help with spiritual living. This podcast is made possible by dharmatalks.com.
All right. Well, taking spiritual responsibility, it sounds kind of heavy. It sounds kind of deep, right? Well, it is in a way. But let's start out with something a little lighter. And this is not a joke, but if you have lots of stray thoughts, consider it a natural phenomenon. We all have stray thoughts, and sometimes they can be very empowering, and at other times they can be like, "What the heck was that?" And that's not mine. That doesn't belong to me. But these thoughts, they come and they go. And what's important is which ones do we connect to? Which ones do we latch on to? Which ones do we carry forward? And which ones do we just ignore and let go? Just let it go. Especially if it brings you angst, especially if it upsets you. Take a breath and bring back your own peace, your own serenity. Because when we take responsibility for our actions, we exercise a sense of control and we experience a sense of empowerment. So it's as if a dormant power awakens, and a sense of control and empowerment permeates every aspect of our being. We're no longer passive spectators. Instead, we become active participants, shaping our own destiny. By taking spiritual responsibility means understanding that we're not victims. We're not victims. We're not victims of circumstance or mere bystanders to the events unfolding around us. It means it involves recognizing that the choices we make have profound consequences. Consequences on ourselves and those around us. And this awareness allows us to navigate through life's challenges with grace, with resilience. By accepting accountability for our actions, we step into a position of strength rather than weakness. Yeah, we can shed the shackles of blame and self-pity and liberate ourselves. Liberate ourselves from those suffocating grips that take us and pull us down. Because we find ourselves in an ocean of suffering. And we need to get our heads out of the water. We're drowning. I mean, when we look at what's happening and when we're bombarded constantly from every direction with negativity and suffering, it pulls us down. It drowns us. But we need to keep our heads above the water. We need to stay vigilant. We need to be aware, because if we allow ourselves to become negative, our negative attitudes affect others. Our negative attitudes can affect others and create an unhappy and depressing environment. Depressing and gloomy. I mean, we've all experienced it, where we've been with a friend or a group, and the negativity that we feel makes us feel negative, makes us feel that same energy. It brings us, we get into that group mindset. We get pulled in away from our peaceful center and into a mob consciousness. It happens. It easily happens unless we are aware. We raise our level of awareness and we begin to live from that higher level of awareness and taking responsibility. Looking at others with compassion and a positive mind that's patient and peaceful creates a warm feeling. It's as if we're wrapping them in a cozy blanket of understanding, of acceptance and empathy. You know, in our world, it's filled with judgments. A lot of judgments, right? And taking the time to view those around us through an empathetic lens can truly be transformative. When we approach others with compassion, it allows us to see beyond their external behaviors or circumstances and delve deeper into their inner worlds. We acknowledge that everyone carries burdens. Everyone battles unseen struggles and yearns for love and connection, just like ourselves. We're all the same. A positive mind further enhances this experience of fostering an optimistic outlook on life. It helps us to focus on strengths rather than weakness, and nurturing hope, even in challenging times. With patience as our guiding force, our guiding principle, we learn to give people space. Give them space to grow at their own pace without rushing or imposing expectations on them. You know, cultivating a peaceful mindset brings tranquility not only within ourselves, but also radiates to those around us. When we're coming from that peaceful place, when we approach situations calmly, instead of reacting impulsively out of frustration or anger, it helps to foster harmony. It creates negotiation, creates a safe place where that open dialogue can flourish. So, taking spiritual responsibility means committing ourselves wholeheartedly to being true and authentic, and taking that responsibility. So we're responsible for awakening to our own true nature. Each and every one of us have this responsibility to awaken and to touch our true nature. You know, it's a corridor, it's a path, there's a doorway that we need to touch, we need to open so that we can be our true self and we can interact from our true nature. Our true nature is never separate. It's never separate from our minds. Not for a single instant. You know, that's kind of a powerful statement, that our true nature is never separate from our minds for a single moment, a single instant. And it reminds us of the profound connection between our inner essence, and the thoughts that shape our reality. With life's distractions, it's easy to forget, that this is a fundamental truth. Imagine for a moment, if we could fully embrace the notion that our true nature is always present with us, what would change? Perhaps we would begin to see ourselves as vessels of limitless potential, capable of manifesting extraordinary things in the world. When we acknowledge that our minds and true natures are intertwined, an incredible journey begins. We become aware of the immense influence our thoughts have on shaping not only our personal experience, but also the collective consciousness. Every word spoken or unspoken carries energy. Every thought influences the web of interconnectedness. It influences it in ways we may not fully comprehend. So taking spiritual responsibility means recognizing the power we hold within ourselves to create positive change and aligning with our authentic self. It helps us to delve deeper into self-reflection and questions how well we truly know ourselves beyond our conditioning. So by honoring this connection between minds and souls, doorways open to new perspectives and understanding, compassion and growth. Our journey becomes one of continual discovery, continual self-discovery, unveiling those hidden layers and embracing the authenticity while remaining open to new expansive possibilities. That's where we want to go. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to live our lives, in a responsible state where we are connected to our true nature, where we've opened that doorway, we've walked down that corridor, we've connected, and we bring that into our everyday life. That's a peaceful center. That's a peaceful way of living. And it empowers others, and it radiates out into our community so that we can begin to see each other, respect each other, and communicate with each other on a positive level, not through frustration, not through anger, but through our peaceful core, our peaceful center. I hope you're able to find that space within you this week and to be able to see the changes, the empowerment that it brings into life. And I hope you have a blessed week. Namaste.
Thank you for listening today to Contemplative Living with David Bennett. Please be sure to subscribe, listen, and share with your friends wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the Podbean app. You can find the links to these on David's website, dharmatalks.com, on the Contemplative Living page. Have a blessed week.